Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you, and thanks for all the NOAA team to putting this together. Well, first, I would like to tell you more about myself. Just to start with, Cultivo is my fourth venture, and thankfully, I've had the privilege and the luck to had modest to very good exits. And it was 3 years ago when I took my previous company public in the London Stock Exchange that I started to work with an amazing team at Cultivo. So, with that, let me share with you what we're building. Hopefully you can see it now. And basically, Cultivo exists to unlock investments into nature at scale. And we are very focused in what we believe is a triple crisis. It's climate change, it's biodiversity loss, and it's water stress. Combined, all of these different elements are having a gap, a funding gap to be tackled. And that's about $4.1 trillion. And of course, this figure continues to change significantly. Some orders of magnitude have been added after COP. But fundamentally, what we are focused is to making sure that flows of capital reach this very significant crisis to make sure that we can have a more resilient planet. And therefore, that means that we're very focused on making sure that that money flows efficiently and to the right places. So Cultivo is here to basically build portfolios of natural capital assets that have a high regeneration potential. That means we're very focused upstream. That's where we've seen the choke point, as Diego was mentioning there. And yes, we're exploring partnerships. There is a huge demand for flows of ecosystem services, but high integrity projects are fundamental to this challenge. And so we're focused a lot into making sure that we can originate and more importantly, be able to package those investments effectively. So we use remote sensing technologies, geospatial analysis, and a combination of investment expertise and implementation expertise to make sure that we're taking care of those assets. So we have developed a series of proprietary algorithms that look from land degradation to soil moisture potential, the water balance, land cover, drought and floods, biodiversity. And after that, then we can start to assess what are the flows of natural capital. That could be food related, it could be carbon, of course. Now, as we continue to find those projects, for example, our customers like private equity banks or financial corporations or other corporations are looking into figuring out what their portfolio is. Many of them have multiple types of criteria. And so our challenge is therefore to make sure we can match their asset criteria to a portfolio. Once we have found that, thanks to our search engine, for example, like Grassland, we can process and deal with their assets directly on the Cultivo platform. Now, in that platform, we make sure that an ecosystem of stakeholders and providers bring the right level of technology, from drones to satellite soil sensors, and fundamental databases that we're processing all the time to make sure that we know what is the pulse of an asset. As we do that, for example, we've developed projects like a Grassland project here, where, as you can see, it's a significant plot of land in the north of Mexico. It's a ticket that in this case is exposed by its carbon potential. And in this case, the returns, for example, at a $16 per ton price, are in the IRR of around 26%. Cultivo, up to date, has sold offsets already at $18 per ton. As we continue to develop more of this very attractive assets, but of course your capital is at risk, the use of technology is here to diminish that risk and increase the return. So what Cultivo does is also to make sure that we continue to increase the speed of capital to nature with a very sweet tooth for biodiversity. And for that, we've started to process a significant amount of land, fine-tuning and honing to the types of assets that our customers want, and making sure that we are achieving our mission. As we go through this, we continue to develop our partnerships that are fundamental to the implementation of those projects. We really care about the ecosystem. And as per my previous company, it's fundamental that all of this technology is given as a tool to the expert clinicians, as we used to call them, such as project developers, NGOs, and the boots on the ground. We're making sure that there is a healthy ecosystem at the end of that asset life. And hopefully, more importantly, that we can achieve permanence. So in that ecosystem, we work with, of course, landowners and local communities, people that work the land, project developers, ecosystem service markets, takers, technology solutions, as I've been mentioning, certification bodies, NGOs, and of course, investors. Across the full stack of the ecosystem, we make sure that transparency is available to everyone at the same level and with the same rigor. So we look for proactive collaboration across that ecosystem, always at the project level. And with this, just to make sure I keep it punchy, the reason why we exist and why everyone in the team at Cultivo, a mix of scientists, biologists, geologists, physicists, software developers, data scientists, a series of investment bankers, and of course, experts on the ground can wake up every day to tackle and basically regenerate 1% of our world's land. It's on purpose, a very high goal to reach, but we believe we have to make sure that our planet can continue to move forward. Thank you so much.